Hello, good day. It's the Real Snakes, and I'm gonna do the review on Smile, an R-rated horror movie that came out on September the 30th, 2022 this year. It had a runtime of 1 hour and 55 minutes. Rotten Tomatoes gave it 78% critics score of certified trash. The audience score is the same, is 78% the same. And the budget for this film was 70 million. The opening weekend was 22,609,925 million. And after a month, it made 188,460,612. So it's made an impressive profit, really. That's what I'm glad about. I'm glad it made a profit. And the director was Parker Finn. This is his first film that he made. He directed 2 short films called Laura Hasn't Slept and The Hide Behind that I've never heard of or watched. But apparently, Laura Hasn't Slept is what this film's based on. There's like, oh, I like that film. You should make a full feature film for the cinema. And that's when he came up with the title Smile. And the cast is Sophie Bacon as Dr. Rose Cotton. Here's a fun fact: Sophie Bacon is the daughter of. She's the daughter of Kevin Bacon, which I found out yesterday when I was looking it up, the film. We've got Megan Brown Pratt as 10-year-old Rose, that's when she's a kid. Kyle Gallagher as Joel. He's in Jennifer's Body and Nightmare on Elm Street remake of Scream 2022. Caitlin Stacey as Laura Reaver. She was in Tomorrow When the World Began remake or reboot, whatever you call it. I Frankenstein. And then we've got Jesse T. Usher as Trevor, playing Rose Cotton's husband. And he was in Independence Day Resurgence. Rob Morgan as Robert Teller. He plays the copy Stranger Things called Officer Powell. Cal Penn as Dr. Morgan Deasy. He's in Harold and Kuma Go to White Castle. Robin Rager as Dr. Madeline Northcott. We've got Rudy Reyes as Victoria Monzas. Gillian Cinter as Holly. Dora Kiss as Mom. Kevin Keeper as Nightmare Mom. That's, yep. Nick, well, that doesn't really. The other ones don't really matter because they're not really in much. They're just the ones I was naming. The movie's based. Yeah, I said that already. Yeah, in June 2022, Paramount was like pictures like get him to write a full feature film. It took him that long to find cast. I don't know. My thoughts on this film. I like how the main character is a therapist, and one of the patients, she says, don't worry, nothing what you see can't hurt you. For her to be a patient that's like that's actually something that does her and makes you get the curse when you see her commit suicide. I'm glad that this film, it was a scary movie that made me jump a few times. I've not had that happen in a horror movie for over 10 years. And probably the last time it happened is it's either Insidious or The Conjuring, and that is how horror movies should be. Creepy and just scare the fuck out of you and make you jump. I love how it never explains why and what the thing is and where it came from, which is a great thing. It leaves you creeped out to thinking where it came from, using your imagination and make it up in your head. Yeah, so you just think about where could it have come from? Where? What place? Where it started? How it got here? What is it? You make that up in your own mind, you don't actually know. It has a mystery to it. You don't know what's going on, you have to figure it out as you're watching it. It's such a better film than Truth or Dare, which is basically similar. Where you have to play Truth or Dare or not, you die. And it's that smile, well, not smile, that goofy look that they have on the face, it's like a fucking filter and tint. The filter, it looks like a fucking filter, that's what it looks like. This is the same genre as It Follows, The Ring, Dracula, The Final Destination, and more. Well, the film starts off with her overworked, and she's talking to a guy that's like, "Is something gonna kill me? It's gonna hurt me." And she's like, "It can't hurt you. It's not real." Gets him to stay, and then gets called into the doctor's office. He's like, "You put this woman here, and she hasn't got insurance." And she's like, "Oh, well, we're here to help you." But he's like, "Well, next time tell me so I can get ahead of this." And she's like, "Okay." And then he's like, "Have you been working since the night shift?" She's like, "Yeah." So he's like, sending her home. So she leaves off his room, but the phone goes off. She just went home, she would have been alright, but she picked the phone up. And it turns out it's a woman that's. She says she sees something. It can look like someone you know, someone you don't know, but it has a creepy smile. And it makes you do things. And the purpose is like, "Yeah, but that's not real, it can't hurt you." But then she has like a huge panic attack and screams the girl. She falls off a chair, smashes it apart. And then it becomes just like some sort of like. It looks like she's having a fit, that's what we see. It looks like a fit, but it's not. And then she gets to picks the red phone at the therapist and falls. Really doubt this woman's having I don't know, a seizure or something. But then when she puts the phone by, it turns around. The girl's stood there with a creepy smile on the face, with a piece of like broken pot that she smashed in the middle of the table, and she cuts a side of her face and then her neck, and dies. And that's how the curse begins, because once you see that, you start seeing creepy things. Like, it starts affecting your mental state. So she looks normal at first, the therapist, but as the film processes, oh my god, she's fucking goes mental like the girl that we saw. Yeah, she goes home. Oh no, she goes past like a room, and the guy that she was talking to at the beginning, he sat in the bed with a creepy smile. She's about to walk past the room, and then she goes into his room. She's like, "Are you alright? Are you okay?" We went talk, and then next minute he's smiling at her, still looking at her, and he's like, "You're gonna die, you're gonna die, you're gonna die, you're gonna die." And she's like, she calls the guards, looks back, and it's the guy's on bed asleep, and the guards grab him. Well, the staff grab him, and she said that there's something going on with him. But then she ends up getting a week of leave, like at work. And so he goes home, she opens the fridge, so she gets a drink out. And has a drink, but in the corner on a chair, the girl that killed herself is there smiling. But then her husband comes and he makes her jump and she drops the fucking glass and it smashes. It continues like, her fiance doesn't believe her that she sees some creepy thing, as course he wouldn't think she's mental. She thinks it's from what her mum did when she was little. Someone killed herself because she was depressed and that, and turns out she was the one that found her mum dead. Her other sister was out. So she goes to her sister's son's birthday, and you see him buy a train for him in a box. But then something creepy happens. He's like, "No, this is from your aunt," and when he opens the fucking present, inside it is a dead cat that she couldn't find the other day. And she's like, she picks it up and freaking out there. I didn't do this, and I'm just like, what the fuck's wrong with you? So she sees the creepy thing sat there, and then it pops up in her face and she flies into the glass of the table and it just smashes everywhere. She's cut. So she has to go into hospital. That's when her husband's like, talking to her sister, and then she's like, just something. She tells him everything that she's been going through, but he doesn't believe, he thinks it's genetic. Yeah. So, and then she does research that the girl that killed herself actually saw a professor with a smile with a hammer, like butchering himself to death, but smiling at her. And that's something like the curse is like passed on to you. I thought, wow, this is incredible. Like this, we've seen this genre before, but it's different with how they do it in this. So she gets on like the laptop listening to the sound, and this is where the first jump scare comes from, because you paid attention to the laptop, not at the side of her, and at the side the thing pops up and goes boom, and that made me fucking jump, and everyone in the cinema, it's hilarious. She goes to like this cop, like her ex that was a cop, and he starts researching and he comes up with more, like goes with like 20 cases of what he can find, and there's one guy that lived still. Turns out the guy that lived had to kill someone to break the curse off him, but never explains why the thing never dies, the curse. It just somehow it got passed on to other people. Incredible. Yeah, so they go through his jail and she's like, how do you stop this? She's like, you gotta kill someone. And she's like, I can't kill someone. He's like, no, get out of here, leave me alone. Don't put it back, don't give it back to me, go away, go away. He has like a mental breakdown in prison. And the cop comes back in the room, he's like, what's going on? What did he say? Like, nothing. She goes to her therapist. And she's like, can I have some tablets? She's like, nah, we'll bring you back on my therapist and come and see me every week. So, okay. But her husband ended up calling the therapist. She turns up at their house without even asking permission, really. Like, but yeah, she's like, why the fuck have you invited her? She's like, because you're fucking great, you need help. He's like, no. So she just fucking storms out the house and leaves. So yeah, the therapist comes one day in the house, she lets her in, and then a phone goes off for the therapist. He's like, I think you should answer that. And when she answers it, it's the real therapist, because this is a fucking creature thing. And it's like, it's nearly time, it's nearly time. She freaks out. But she looks mad this time, and she gets a knife. And she goes to work, but in the parking lot, she thinks it's real, but has a vision where she goes in the room, she kills the guy at the beginning in front of a boss, and the boss screaming. But the boss tears his face off, and then she wakes up in the parking lot, freaking out like, what the fuck just happened? And my boss knocks on the window, and she's like, you can't be alone. You can't be here. You're not working. You got a week off. And he sees the knife. She's like, oh, I've got to be alone. And he's like, no. Tries to stop her, but she drives off. Goes to a cabin. Well, the house where mum died, that's where she goes. Because they still have that in her name for some reason. Later on, yeah, so she's in the house. She's trying to just to think about what happened when her mum died. And then she gets a lamp, lights it up, sits in the room. She goes to the room, her mum's room again, and the mum's in there, but it's not her mum, it's like Creature, and she's like, you're not my mum. And then the Creature goes, I'm not, and turns into a giant fucking creature, chases her. So she throws the lamp on it, sets it on fire. And the whole cabin burns down and it's over. She drives back to her exes and she's like, I'll stay here for tonight. And he's like, yeah. She starts smiling saying, you can't get away from us. So she wakes up in the cabin, she runs outside. So she looks at the cabin, she turns around, turns out her ex is actually there. She's like, no, because if you see someone commit suicide, it passes on to you. So she runs back inside, and Creature's there still, and big, massive. And she falls to the ground, and the Creature like opens her mouth wide and climbs inside her. And as the cop breaks in the house and gets inside, he sees like tip. I think it's like gasoline on her or something. She turns around, she's got a smile on the face, and she's got matches. It's the guy not looking and walking off, and he stares. She smiles, sets herself on fire, he witnesses the death. So she just passed it on to him. The curse has been passed on still. So the guy's gonna go through the sightseeing that she went through. Yeah, and then that's how the film ends.